I feel that everybody should have a financial planner, no matter how old or no matter how young. It just keeps your finances in order, and even when you're bringing up children, you don't need financial problems. So if you go to a financial advisor, they'll advise you which way to go and what way to turn, and that's a lot for young people today as well as older people.
When you're ill, you go to a doctor to get a checkup and sort things out and make sure everything's all right with you. I think it's the same with financial planning. You need to have a specialist look at those areas that you just don't have any understanding of, or the technical ability to be able to maintain them.
You can't do it yourself. Well, I don't think you can, particularly if you're wanting, say, superannuation or planning for superannuation in retirement. You need somebody that knows all the provisions of financial planning. As I say, it's a minefield.
Well, I think it's very important, Tony, that women take financial planning seriously themselves and start planning for themselves, even if they're married or not married, or even with a partner. It's very important that they know what's happening to their money and have got financial planners that they can talk to. And in this day and age where you wouldn't know whether people are going to be widowed or continue on in the same relationship, life is very different, and it's good to plan. I think the other thing that women have to cope with is often that you bow out of corporate life or working while you're having young children, and you may come into full-time employment again, and you've got, even with super, you've got some time to catch up on and plan for the future. And in today, there's no way you could do that by yourself successfully, nor even with your accountant. You really do need financial planners who are handling the product every day and can really advise you of what to do and review that during the year.
Like you sort of think, oh yeah, we're right, we know what we're doing, we've got this, we've got that. But there's all these hidden issues that you don't know until they sit down and tell you.
I was most surprised at just how little it did cost to have that support of a trained financial planner.
We built a very close relationship, even to the level what we say they're almost family. They're more than just a business consultant, I suppose you'd call it. They're people there that are really interested in helping you legitimately, not only with your own personal issues and work around those, but also helping you in sorting out financial issues that are going to benefit you in the long run.
I call them my friends, and when I realised they were my friends, when Tony died, I looked around and here was Lynelle and Diane at his funeral, and I realised then I wasn't a number, I was a person, and from that day on they've been my friends.
They took us to their heart immediately, and they knew we were in some kind of strife, and they made us feel so welcome. We've never looked back.
They've been interested in us more than just our finances.
They've planned everything out, that we get a weekly wage, we don't have to worry, we know what we're getting, we can save or do what we like on that wage. We don't have to worry about money. It helps us out all the time, you know. We're not big spenders, but we do like to travel, and that's how we enjoy our retirement.
I go and do and buy what I want, and without their help I couldn't do that.
You just don't realise that there's so many other things that you need to look at that most of us aren't aware of.
It wasn't until they sat down with us and took us through everything that we realised, you know, that there's going to be nothing left for the boys. And like Greg said, if anything did happen to either one of us, even if something happened to me, he wouldn't be able to work and care for the boys.
Knowing that Di's there if we need her, and knowing that we've got our portfolio is settled, we're comfortable, and with Di overseeing and overviewing, it's a great comfort.
I recently changed jobs this year, so I had a whole lot of financial matters that I had to deal with, and you know, when you're working with a big corporation, that's often done for you, and now I was working for a different company and had different needs as well, and I really needed some very good advice, particularly for turning super over and reinvesting under the new legislation.
They say things in terms that I can understand. It's almost like an interpreter.
Well, I found Di to be very helpful. She's very good at explaining things in a way that I can understand, because I don't have a financial background as Jim does.
I just found the team fabulous, and they seemed to be talking the same language that I was talking. I didn't feel intimidated, and very comfortable to talk about what I did know and what I didn't know.
We love travelling, and we certainly have been doing a lot of that since we have retired. And when we're home, we spend time with our beautiful grandchildren.
I go to a lot of shows in Sydney with friends, and I go out a lot to dinners. My old tennis club, everything that's on I'm invited to.
I haven't been bored for one moment in retirement.
I don't have to go to Centrelink, I don't have to go to tax. It meant everything. I couldn't handle Centrelink, I really couldn't.
I feel very comfortable in that we can now go ahead and do the things that we want to do.
The updates that you get and the discussions with them, you feel like that it's not just a once a year or twice a year visit, that it's really out there and they're looking after your account all the time.
I'd just say the attitude of the girls itself is a big thing to me. To walk in and feel you're at home.
They've done a wonderful job as far as I'm concerned, and not only helped us, we now can get laid back and rejoice, be happy in these last years of our lives, because we're so set up now that we have no worries at all with finance.